In TF2, I've always found strange weapons to be just a bit strange.
This video already sucks!
Okay, well, the concept of strange weapons themselves isn't weird to me. Having an item quality for your gun that can track the amount of kills you get with it is a pretty cool idea. You can show off the amount of skill you have, or the amount of time you've spent on idle servers, every time your weapon shows up in someone else's kill feed. And in general, strange weapons are a nice way to demonstrate your dedication to one particular class or the game itself. But there's a problem with strange weapons that many players who use them seem to overlook. If a weapon isn't strange, then it's not worth using. At least that's the mindset that seems to go around when people pick up a strange weapon for the first time. Because stranges have the capability to store the number of kills you get in real time, some players may think it's a waste of time to use a standard, unique quality weapon that doesn't do so. If it's not tracking kills, why bother? Well, let me tell you why you should. First of all, stranges as a concept originate back in 2011 with the launch of the Uber update. Some pre-existing weapons were given the ability to be obtained in strange quality, with some of the first weapons to do so include the sticky bomb launcher, the minigun, and the direct hit. They could be obtained by unlocking certain Manco supply crates that dropped during that same update, but today they're much easier to obtain just by going down to the Steam market and picking one up there. Now, I wasn't around during the Uber update since I first started playing the game back in 2014. But I'd have to imagine that at the time, players being introduced to weapons that track the number of kills they get with them probably thought, "Oh my god!" Day one of seeing this item quality drop was probably one of the coolest things for a player to see. But at the same time, the issue of quote-unquote having to use non-strange weapons instead of this new strange weapon quality most likely started. Okay, so what's this idea of losing out by not using strange weapons I'm talking about? Why does it even matter to discuss? Well, I think a lot of players like using strange weapons because they provide some tangible way of keeping track of the number of kills they accumulate throughout their playtime. Simply put, it's a way to show that they're actually doing work for them and their team, but more importantly, a strange weapon shows that you can actually hit your shots since every 1v1 you win just adds another number to your weapon's kill count. Now, the inherent problem that I see with strange weapons boils down to their very existence. Because they offer such a unique game mechanic by tallying and keeping track of your kills on a weapon, it almost seems like every time you use a non-strange weapon, you're otherwise losing out on the potential to have evidence that you actually got a kill. This might sound a little silly since you don't have to prove anything when you play the game. If you're good enough to get a kill, then you're already set. But the option that strange weapons provide is so interesting and almost addictive that it sometimes feels necessary to show other players that you did in fact get a kill. This problem with strange weapons is similar to the Crusader's crossbow, since that weapon is so good that you often lose out on overall healing by using the other syringe gun options. But you're not required to use the Crusader's crossbow, and you can still have fun and perform optimally using stock, the Blutsaga, or even the overdose. But the fact that you're not using the crossbow means you may output less healing, and therefore may not be benefiting your team to the fullest extent you otherwise could be. That's why with strange weapons, you're not obligated or required to use them at all. But when players have the option to choose between using a weapon that stores the number of kills they get and another weapon that doesn't, for 9 out of 10 players, the choice is obvious. And at this point you might be thinking, how is this a problem? Stranges are in the game and they're meant to be used, so players have every right to use them over unique quality weapons, which is totally true. You're free to use whatever item quality you want on whatever item you can possibly imagine. The only issue that stranges create is that you might honestly not enjoy playing the game as much if you're using non-strange weapons, since at that point there's a constant thought in the back of your head going, "Nice kill, but isn't it a shame that it wasn't kept track of?" Again, this goes back to the point I made earlier about stranges being too cool and interesting for their own good. Knowing that you could be using a weapon that keeps track of your kill count and actively not using that type of weapon might make you subconsciously enjoy the game less, since another more interesting item quality exists that you're not capitalizing on. Simply put, you don't have to use stranges, but you might feel less enjoyment sometimes if you're not. So how do we solve this problem of strange weapons? How can we make using non-strange weapon types fun and enjoyable again? Well, we'll have to fight fire with fire. You might have seen this coming already, but a reasonable and oftentimes cheaper alternative to using strange weapons is to use strange cosmetics instead. This can actually be a better option for a few reasons. Firstly, as I already mentioned, strange cosmetics are usually much cheaper to obtain than strange weapons. Unless you're buying strange weapons in the form of bot killers, many cosmetics, especially those in recent years, tend to cost much less to obtain than your favorite weapon in strange quality. For example, I play a lot of heavy, so instead of spending nearly $100 on every single strange weapon heavy has, I can just buy the Hunter Heavy, one of my favorite cosmetics for the class, for just over $1. And sure, some cosmetics can be quite expensive in strange quality, but I still think it's a better investment than dropping tons of money on multiple strange weapons. Secondly, strange cosmetics can open up a player's desire to use any class's entire weapon pool if they so please, since every weapon you get a kill with is being tracked. Of course, the amount of total points you're getting in-game is what's being counted, not just kills. So the counter on your strange cosmetic is really showing the whole player base how much you contribute to your average match in general, not just by how many kills you can get. You can invest in a strange part for kills, but keep in mind that they can be a bit pricey sometimes. I personally think strange cosmetics are superior to strange weapons because they eliminate that fear of missing out. You're no longer locked into using only a handful of strange weapons that you own, because now, technically every weapon you use is strange, since the kill and point amount are collectively pooled together. This eliminates the worry about choosing which strange weapons to buy and use, since now you're free to use whichever weapons you want. But even still, people still might prefer using strange weapons over unique quality ones, since the idea of individually tracking kills between weapons can be alluring. Heck, I still like using specific strange weapons on my favorite classes too. But at least strange cosmetics free up any worry of non-strange weapons and allow you to focus most on your gameplay instead of how many kills you might be able to get on your favorite shotgun. So yes, stranges are a little strange regarding how captivating using them can be, and how they can make certain players have this mindset of, I need to use stranges or my playtime in TF2 will be for nothing, which just isn't true. As long as you're having fun playing the game and you and your teammates are enjoying yourselves, that's really all that matters. Stranges should serve as a way to make your playtime more fun and engaging, not be the end-all be-all weapon type that you have to use every match. And again, strange cosmetics can serve as a nice alternative to open up more loadout potential instead of being locked to the specific strange weapons you might happen to own. Play the game however you'd like with whatever loadout or weapons you so desire, but always keep in mind that there's more to TF2's item qualities than the strange allure of strange weapons.